Kevin Wessell has spent more than 3 decades watching entrepreneurs make the same mistake. They build first and protect later. As CEO of Lawyers Limited and Associated Companies, Wessell leads a team of attorneys, consultants and support staff that helps clients establish companies, trusts and bank accounts worldwide. Known online as the business guy, Kevin Wessell has built his public voice around a message that cuts against much of today's entrepreneurial culture. Growth is not enough if the foundation underneath it is fragile. Visibility is not enough if it makes a business owner easier to target. Revenue is not enough if one lawsuit, partner dispute or financial shock can threaten everything behind it. The better you do, the bigger the target you become, Wessell explained during a recent interview about his life and career. Most entrepreneurs think success protects them. In reality, success can expose them if they have not built the right structure around it. That perspective comes from a career rooted in asset protection, business formation and financial education. From 1996 to 2002, Wessell taught 3-day seminars on asset protection from lawsuits, company and trust formation, real estate investing, lease option strategies and mobile home investing. The work gave him a close view of how business owners think when they are building wealth, and how often they overlook the risks that come with it. Today, his message is aimed at entrepreneurs who are building faster than ever, often before they understand the legal, financial and structural exposure attached to growth. Revenue is not the same thing as security, Wessell said. You can have a great business, but if the structure underneath it is weak, one lawsuit or one bad decision can put everything at risk. For Wessell, the point is not to make entrepreneurs afraid. It is to make them prepared. Real entrepreneurship, he argues, is not only about what a person can build. It is about what they can keep. The mistake most entrepreneurs and business owners make, Wessell believes, often begins long before a lawsuit, creditor dispute or business conflict appears. It begins with confusion. Entrepreneurs are frequently told to move faster, sell harder and scale sooner, but Wessell has spent his career arguing that speed without understanding can become dangerous. In his view, many business owners do not fail because they lack ambition. They fail because they are building inside systems they do not fully understand. Confusion is one of the most expensive problems in business, Wessell said. People sign contracts they do not understand. They partner with people they have not properly vetted. They assume insurance will cover everything. They believe an LLC is some kind of magic shield. Then, when something goes wrong, they realize they were making decisions based on assumptions, not strategy. That is why education became such a central part of his career. Wessell graduated with honors from Oregon State University with a Bachelor of Science degree emphasizing business management, psychology and business law. That blend of disciplines helped shape the way he views entrepreneurship, not simply as a financial pursuit, but as a study in human behavior, judgment and risk. Over time, he became known for translating complex topics into language business owners could act on. Asset protection, company formation, trusts, legal exposure and business credit can intimidate entrepreneurs, especially those who are focused on daily operations. Wessell's approach is to make those subjects clear enough that owners can see where they are exposed before pressure forces the lesson. If I can help an entrepreneur understand the game, they stop being a victim of the game, Wessell said. Clarity changes the way people make decisions. It reduces fear, but it also reduces recklessness. Once you understand the risk, you can plan instead of panic. For Wessell, that is where true business education becomes practical. It is not about inspiring entrepreneurs to feel more confident for a moment. It is about giving them the information they need to make stronger decisions before those decisions become expensive. Motivation is not enough, he said. A motivated entrepreneur can still walk straight into a bad partnership, a weak contract or a structure that collapses under pressure. What people need is judgment. They need to know what questions to ask, what documents to read, what risks to consider and when to slow down before moving forward. That mindset has shaped his public brand as the business guy. In a digital business culture often built on slogans and quick wins, Wessell has leaned into education as a form of protection. His message is not that entrepreneurs should stop taking risks. It is that they should understand the risks they are taking. Business owners do not need to be afraid of growth, Wessell said. They need to be educated enough to grow responsibly. The more clearly you understand your structure, your exposure and your options, the more control you have over your future. Wessell's message is not only about protection. It is also about responsibility. After decades in asset protection, company formation and business education, he has seen how easily entrepreneurs can confuse growth with wisdom. A company can grow quickly and still be unstable. A brand can attract attention and still lack integrity. A business owner can generate revenue and still damage trust if the company is built on exaggeration, pressure, or unclear promises. Growth by itself does not impress me, Wessell said. A lot of people can grow fast. The real question is whether you can grow without misleading people, damaging relationships, or building something that eventually collapses under its own weight. That belief is central to the way Wessell talks about ethical entrepreneurship. In his view, business owners must be able to look beyond the sale and ask whether the client will be better off because of the decision being made. Truthful communication, clear expectations, and long-term thinking are not soft values. They are part of the structure that allows a business to last. If someone is trusting you with their business, their assets, or their financial future, you do not get to be vague, Wessell said. You do not get to oversell. You have a responsibility to explain what is real, what is possible, and what the risks actually are. That approach also reflects his view of reputation as one of an entrepreneur's most valuable assets. In a digital marketplace where promises travel fast and scrutiny travels faster, Wessell believes credibility has become a form of leverage. Your name matters more than your revenue, Wessell said. A company can survive a slow month. It cannot survive a reputation collapse. To Wessell, ethical entrepreneurship is not about slowing growth. It is about making growth strong enough to stand. Looking ahead, Wessell believes the next era of entrepreneurship will reward something different than speed, polish, or online attention. It will reward control. Attention is not the same thing as power, Wessell explained. You can have followers, content, and visibility, but if you do not control your structure, your audience, or your financial foundation, you are still vulnerable. Artificial intelligence will make content easier to produce. Platforms will keep changing the rules. Payment processors, banks, and regulators will keep raising the bar for compliance. Entrepreneurs who build entirely on rented digital ground may discover how quickly visibility can disappear when an account is restricted, a platform changes course, or a public controversy spreads faster than the truth. Wessell sees that future as a warning, but also an opportunity. The entrepreneurs who win, he believes, will be the ones who build trust instead of chasing noise, own their audience instead of depending on platforms, document their operations, protect their assets, and think about legal and financial structure as part of the business model, not an afterthought. It is the same principle that has guided his work for decades: build for pressure before pressure arrives. The future will not belong to the entrepreneurs who simply get the most attention, Wessell said. It will belong to the ones who keep control. Control of their structure, their reputation, their assets, their audience, and their decisions. That is what real freedom in business looks like.